Hi guys and welcome back. We are going into the last 9 minutes of the show. That means get those questions coming thick and fast because we're going to be going over them now. Bruce, should we continue? Are you ready for a few questions? What should we do?
Let's take a couple of questions like we did last time, and then I'll finish up with the characteristics of gold.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, now this one, I think Diffalone, this is just a, did you know that 80% of the world's gold is still, I think he said, meant to say underground. That's incredible. I didn't know that. Okay. Let's see. Can gold be dissolved? If yes, with which chemical? And that's from Kelly.
Kelly, we've just done that. It's using that cyanide process, okay, where we add sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide to the gold ore. Okay, what it does then, it takes the gold and puts it into this complex, which is in solution. So the gold is actually dissolved into the solution, and then the solution, the whole thing is filtered. The ore that's now had all the gold taken out is left behind. The filtrate that comes out, okay, contains this compound in solution, and then what they do, they add the zinc there, and that extracts the gold, and the gold then precipitates out of that solution, and there they've now got the pure gold. Okay.
Now, I've got another question. It is said that coal is formed from organic matter when plant and animals decompose and accumulated under sedimentary rock. But somebody is wondering, but they wonder, where does gold originate from?
Okay, gold does not originate from any decomposition or any breakdown of matter. Gold is actually an element that is formed in the earth, and it was probably formed billions of years ago when the Big Bang took place. And you actually had the particles of matter that started to fuse. Protons and neutrons started to fuse together at the moment of the Big Bang, and therefore the actual element of gold was produced, was made. And then when the Earth was formed, obviously from all the dust and the particles that was thrown out by the Big Bang itself, then the gold particles were actually trapped in the Earth's surface, and that's what we're mining at the moment. So the gold that we are mining is probably billions and billions and billions of years old, and probably goes back to the start of time, to be quite honest.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And now this one is from Musa, and Musa wants to know, what does the purification of gold residue to pure gold entail?
For the gold residue, that's going to go through a whole lot of different refining techniques. I don't have those techniques with me at the moment, okay? But they will be, obviously, once they've extracted the gold from the cyanide complex, there will be other measures that they will have to take place. But they're not part of the syllabus, and therefore I haven't actually got those with me at the moment.
Okay, cool. So let's answer. So like an ask and an answer. One more question. This one is from Wilson, and Wilson says, is the pH of the solution after greater than, less than, or equal to 7?
Okay, I'm going to go back to a slide to answer that, and I'm going to bring it up over here. Right, I'm just going to clean this up so we can just see it a little bit better. Okay, and if you look at that equation, have a look. Okay, have a look at this process, and you'll notice now that when you have this this gold extraction using sodium cyanide, notice what the other product that's being formed. Okay? You've got sodium hydroxide. Now, sodium hydroxide is a base. It's an alkali. Okay? So the pH of the solution after we have added the sodium cyanide actually will be greater than 7. It will be a basic solution. Okay? Because of the production of sodium cyanide there. Oh, sorry, not sodium cyanide, production of sodium hydroxide.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, shall we go back to our slide? There we go. Right, so guys, what have we got? First one, shiny. Second one, durable. Now, what are the next two? Well, malleable and ductile. Right. What do we mean by malleable and ductile? Malleable, the ability to change an object's shape. Ductile, the ability to pull it out into long wire form. And that's exactly what gold is also able to do. It's a fairly soft metal, so therefore it's very easy to work with. So therefore we can shape gold beautifully, okay? And once you shape gold beautifully, I mean, you can look at those beautiful ornaments and designs that you can get, statues made of gold and stuff like that. And then we've got this thing here called ductility, or being ductile, and that's the ability to pull it out into wire. Now, based on that, the ductility and the ability to actually pull it out into wire, gold is actually a brilliant conductor of electricity. In fact, it's far better than copper. But we use copper in our electrical cabling. Why don't we use gold? Well, I think at the end of the day, unless you're some sort of multi-gillionaire, it's going to cost you a huge amount of money to actually wire up your house using gold. However, in very special circumstances, using, for example, in developing of space rockets and developing some very intricate circuitry. If you look at what's happened on Mars now with the Mars lander that's just happened there, the exploring probe. What's the name of that lander again? Just jumped out of my mind.
Lander?
Just the lander that's just landed on Mars at the moment.
It's Explorer.
Yeah, I just can't remember the names. Jumped out of my mind.
Me too now.
But there, they would have to have some very intricate circuitry. They would have used gold there, guys. They wouldn't have used copper because they want to have the best conductivity they can possibly have. And gold is a very, very good conductor. So there's a pretty good chance that that particular Explorer is now actually pretty much wired up with gold.
It's called the Mars rover.
It's not the Mars rover. It's got a name. It's just gone out of my head at the moment. I'm sure someone an email
Google.
Or
That's
maybe
I'm
someone on the
it.
Facebook page
I'm
can come up
Googling
with
it,
it.
guys. I will be putting it on the Facebook page.
So if you can help
now.
me,
Exactly.
awesome. Now, this last one, a heat reflector. Gold has got the ability, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't actually know this, but gold has got a very good ability to reflect heat. Now, where would it be actually more practical to act as a heat reflector? Well, think about the satellites that orbit around the Earth. Think about the spacecraft that have gone into space. Men have gone walked on the moon. Out there in space, they're going to need a lot of the sun's energy to be reflected away from certain very sensitive equipment. There's no atmosphere there to protect us from the Earth, from the sun, when you're out in space. So therefore, you will see that a lot of the paneling of a satellite, and if you look at the space modules that they sent to the moon, there's quite a lot of gold associated with it to reflect heat away. Otherwise, what would happen is that everything would overheat, your circuitry would fry up, and if you had people going to the moon, what would happen? You'd have people actually being almost burnt to a crisp as a result of that. So therefore, guys, probably a more obscure type of characteristic of gold is this ability to reflect heat. Okay, so guys, there are our characteristics of gold: shiny, durable, malleable and ductile, very good conductor of electricity, and also an excellent heat reflector. Now quickly, just in a few moments that we've got left, I thought I'd just quickly put this up and look at some of the environmental aspects of gold mining. Now, I don't think you're going to have much of a chance to actually go through it, but some of the problems that we have resource consumption. To mine gold, we need large amounts of electricity and water. Okay, so it's not something that we can do not very environmentally friendly. Water can be poisoned. Okay, what you can have is cyanide maybe get into the water systems. We can have leaching of the ores, and it can start creating problems. We've got the solid waste, the ore, after you've extracted the gold. What do we do with that? That's where the mine dumps come. Not particularly pretty, okay? Sort of a bit of an eyesore when you have to just dump all this soil. Air pollution, okay? Especially in your open cast mining, you get a lot of sulfur dioxide that's being given off. And also, we've got a threat to natural areas. Sometimes we have to go into very pristine areas, and they have to mine the gold in some very beautiful areas. And there's always controversy because now you're going to be destroying the environment. So guys, there's just a couple of very quick environmental aspects concerned with gold mining, and some of them not too good. Okay.
Okay, guys, that is the end of our show. Grady Levens, thank you so much. It was awesome. Liberty, big up to you. Thanks so much once again. In case you are going to be tuning out, don't. Next, in the Grade 12 show, we do have Shanae coming up, and she is a young scientist who will be competing in the US. You don't want to miss out. Thanks, Grady Levens. See you next week. Grade 12's, you're next. Bye.